If you feel stressed, if you feel that life is going too fast for you, if you're feeling pains and angst that are impeding your happiness, if it feels as if life is, you're carrying it in a very heavy way, open focus can help you with that. That open focus, by changing how you pay attention, will change how you experience all these things, how life feels to you, how you feel to yourself. And it does it in a very simple change of attention. To give you a brief example, as you're watching this video and focusing on my words and focusing on my picture, you may notice that you are excluding everything from your awareness, trying to be a good attender, and so you narrow focused on me and you've screened out everything else. Well, it turns out that by doing that, by narrow focusing in that way, you are revving up your nervous system. Your brain waves are getting too fast and irregular. Your nervous system is revving up for fight or flight with too much adrenaline and cortisol and muscle tension and blood flow distortions, all because you're paying attention in this narrow way. If you begin to change your attention by including more, including the space, the visual space around the screen that you're looking at, including the space in your body, including other sounds and other thoughts and other feelings and other smells, just opening up to the vast array that life is, your brainwaves begin to slow down and become more rhythmic, the fight or flight dies down, the relaxation response comes up, all because you just changed how you were paying attention. To me, this is so elegant and so extraordinary and so much at the heart of what Les Fehmi developed that is important, that it's worth knowing a little about these attentional styles. It may seem a little technical, but I'd like you to know a little bit about it. This narrow focus we call an attentional style narrow focus for obvious reasons. And as I said, brain waves are faster, fight or flight response is activated. Another form of attention is a more diffuse attention. As you begin to open up and include more, your attention becomes more diffuse. Another attentional style that we use is the style of immersion. When we really get into something, or we're eating something, we're really into the taste, or we're hugging a child, we're really immersed, that's still a third kind of attention. And then there's an attention of being separate from, being aloof from, being at a distance from. That's a fourth style of attention. These four styles of attention are all independent attentional styles, but they can be combined in various ways. I could be narrow focus and really into it, like you might be when you're absorbed in doing something, that knitting and being into your knitting and you're narrow focused into it. Or you might be narrow focus and objective, that you're watching something and observing it and really trying to get a take on it from afar. Or you might be in a very diffuse state, in a very immersed state, where everything is open up. Let's say you're dancing and you're in all your senses and you're into the music and you're into the movement, but you're also taking everything in at once. Or you might be in a diffuse state and somewhat removed, where you're kind of not in the action, but you're at afar kind of observing the action. So all of these attentional styles, the four attentional styles of narrow or diffuse or absorbed and remote, can be combined in various ways. We teach those pairings in the teaching of open focus when we're coaching people, but a real open focus state includes them all together. And that may intuitively seem strange, but if you think about it, it really isn't. You could be again listening to me and thinking about me, and you could be fairly into what we're doing here. At the same time, you can open up around you and be aware of everything else going on around you. Be aware of the space around you. And you can also be somewhat objective about what's going on around you. So you could be narrow and into it and diffuse and objective. Or you might be very narrow and objective, but you could be into everything else around you and just being scanning and into everything else. You can combine these attentional states all at once, and that's what we consider the open focus experience, is to be aware of all of those states. And when you are aware of how you're paying attention, there's that awareness of awareness that is the primo open focus state. Functioning in this state is a state of ease and flow. You don't lose any faculties. You're as sharp and critical and competent as you want to be, but there's a sense of the flow of the artist, of it's all happening and it's doing you and you're not doing it, and that quality of being rather than doing. And that's all done by changing how you pay attention. It's so simple, and you can do it without anybody even noticing you're doing it. You know, I'm doing it right now, is now that I remind myself to, and I don't look any different than I did before. So that's why we teach open focus as an attention training technique.